Hi, this is Pavey Wavy. Welcome to our explainer video about regions and the GUR. A key feature of the WFTDA rankings is that they are regional. What does that mean? Teams are divided into large pools of teams based on geographical area. For example, Oceania with Australia and New Zealand, the Latin American region and Europe, as well as the North American regions. Each pool of teams competes with its region, and rankings are established independently for each region. Teams do not have to play outside their region in the regular season. Note, ranking points are not comparable between regions. 400 ranking points in one region has no meaning compared with 300 ranking points in another region. We started this regional ranking system in 2023, and the basic setup hasn't changed. As the hippo mentions, even the slides are the same. When a team plays an opponent from a different region, we say that the game took place in a meta-region called the Geographically Unrestricted Region, or GUR for short. GUR also has its own rankings, just like other regions. In the 2023 season, we found GUR rankings to be inaccurate because there just weren't very many games being played interregionally. However, in the 2025 algorithm, we made a change to games played between regions that make those kinds of games more interesting and easier to compare. So let's look at some games played in regular regions and 2 GUR at the bottom, played between teams in different regions. In the new algorithm, when calculating GUR rankings, we now include all games played by any teams. This means we include all regular regional games in the background for GUR rankings. When I say in the background, I mean that in the rankings calculation, we use all game data from all teams globally, like this middle column. What this does is better anchor teams' rankings relative to each other so that when two specific teams do play a GUR game, we have a better understanding of their strength going into that game based on their previous regional games. This makes the final GUR rankings more accurate when we publish GUR rankings. We only include teams that have played GUR games, i.e. games with teams from other regions. It's super important to note that while this is more accurate than our last iteration, because we are grounding the rankings in more data, there will still be inaccuracy in the GUR rankings. This is because there are much fewer games played in GUR than in regular regions, and the only way to truly know relative strength is to play it out on the track. What ends up happening without a large number of GUR games is that whole regions will be calibrated relative to other regions based only on a handful of games. This is why the GUR rankings cannot simply be used as is for things like champs invites. And we still need committees and things to make sure we get those things right. We will dive more into this later on in the connectedness video. So what do you need to know for your team? Rankings are regional. You don't need to play outside your regions except for WFTDA champs. Rankings points between regions cannot be compared. To be included in the GUR rankings, just play a sanctioned game against a team outside your region. GUR games don't count towards the 5 close games you need in region to be eligible for regional champs. And that's about it. This system was set up to reduce travel requirements and support Derby in regions far from North America, while still creating opportunities for amazing competitive Derby at all levels. We hope the continuing iterations on the system are getting us closer to that goal. If you have feedback or ideas, please let us know. Oh, just in case you're not a bird person, Arctic terns migrate up to nearly 100,000 kilometers per year from north to south and around the continents. I think it's safe to say they only play in the GUR region.